So last week I decided that I was going to do the $100 challenge, and I was going to try to flip it to as much as I could. I wanted to put my skills to the test to see if this is something that I could do. Last week, if you guys haven't seen the last video, I was able to turn the $100 into $405, which is pretty good. The plan that I have for this week is that I'm going to give you guys weekly updates on everything that is going on with this challenge. I'm going to basically show you guys a recap of what my Sunday looks like: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then you guys will have the entire recap of the entire week and how much money I was able to make, how much money did I lose, and so on and so on. And then I'm also going to show you guys some IRL stuff, like real life things that I kind of, that I kind of go throughout the day. I'm just chilling right now. It is Sunday. It is, what is the time? It is 11:03 right now on a Sunday. Sadly, I do not trade Sundays. I do not trade Mondays, but that still doesn't mean that I will not study. We'll look at videos, look at, economic data that I need to be looking at, just so that I know what's going on in the world and that kind of stuff. I mean, I always like to educate myself when it comes to like these things, because it's like, I feel like there's just so much that you can learn every single day. I'm not the type of person that, oh yeah, I know this one strategy and that's what I'm going based off of, and that's just that. Like, I know that the market changes on an everyday basis, so new strategies, new things that you can pick up on, new things that you can learn. Like, there's always something to learn when it comes to this business. Of course, we all make mistakes, but the more that we learn, the less and more experience will become to make the less mistakes in the market. That way, when you see these things, you're not like, what just happened? Oh my God. So that is the thing that I use my Sundays for. I like to use my Sundays to kind of get a field view of what's really going on in the market, of what I'm going to end up trading, what looks good, what doesn't look good. Again, because you have to prepare for, if you don't prepare, like, and you just go in there, I'm here just to click a buy sell button, you've already lost the week. So one thing that I do love doing on Sundays, I love Sundays because that is the day that I get to prep for my week, right? That is the day that I kind of set out a plan, and that is what's going to happen, right? That is where I go on my weeklies, my dailies, and stuff like that. And that's where I decide what my target is, where I'm possibly looking to get into the market. But another thing that I also like to do is that I like to go into the week knowing the news that are happening, right? As you guys can see on my whiteboard back there, it may not be as clear, but that is what I like to do, is write out what's going on throughout the week, right? Any red folder news that you guys can see or anything like that, that is where I get most of my data from, right? So the first thing that I do is I sit down on my charts, I relax for a little bit. I don't look at any charts. I don't look at anything because I'm really not in that mindset. I want to be able to know, right, what's happening on Monday, what's happening on Tuesday, what's happening on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That way I know what I can kind of like look for and see to know how I'm going to maneuver around that time, right? So again, I don't trade on Monday. So again, we have the ISM services PMI, right? The forecast is 51.4 and the previous was 48.8. I do like to, for anybody that doesn't know, this is Forge Factory. You guys, everybody has access to this. You could just type it up in your Googles, whatever, and kind of, just look at it on your own time and stuff like that. And again, this is the graph of the charts and stuff like that of what's going on. Last week, we were just infested in news. So there were a lot of blown accounts because of that. I assure you of that. I'm very, very sure about that. So again, like news like interest rates, the US dollar, the pound had a very strong week. The euro had a strong week. The yen had a CHF. Everybody, like almost every currency had a red folder news. And that is what ended up causing this on the US dollar. As you guys could see, this is the monthly time frame, but like as you guys could see, this is what ended up happening on the US dollar. You ended up seeing that huge entire crash that you see right there. Oh wait, oh boy. Oh my goodness. But as you guys can see, you guys end up getting, the US dollar just ended up completely just crashing all the way down to the downside. And you see pairs also like, the US. Wait, what's US? You see pairs like USD JPY completely on a downtrend, sell off. It's a lot of movement that ended up happening. Throughout the week last week because of NFP numbers, the job numbers, they weren't where they were supposed to be at last week. There was a certain expectation, which definitely were a lot of people who are out of jobs. So this numbers right here that you see down here were a very huge factor that could indicate the United States going into a possible recession. A little nugget. Again, we have a consolidation here, right? This is what I call the power of three, right? We have a accumulation, which is where price is being accumulated. A lot of orders are being held on one spot. And then you end up getting the manipulation, which again takes out the people who are buying the market, right? Takes out the people who are selling the market, right? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that sold here, people that bought here. So again, we got the manipulation, which is where the sellers got taken out, right? Then they come back down and take out the buyers, and then boom. So you get accumulation, manipulation, and then you get the distribution to the downside, which is where this was intended to go. I saw this coming from a mile away. As soon as I saw this happening here, came down here, came back up, and then just the complete total meltdown to the downside. Supposedly also the US is also supposed to cut down on interest rates. They've been saying that for quite a while. So that job report technically did end up indicating that that is what is going to happen. My most interesting pair right now, it is GBP USD. I'm going to do a top-down analysis as I had to delete everything so that I could kind of get a little bit ahead of what it is that I'm looking to do right now, right? So again, I'm going into the monthly time frame and I'm going to show you guys where this entire thing decided to kind of like just pique my interest, right? I've always been a pound dollar. Pound dollar is my love. I've always loved trading pound dollar. And that is the pair that I actually started with as I started to trade. So I'm going to go with this, right? So over here, as you guys can see, let me just do the little replay thing back here, right? Again, we had a move all the way to the upside, right? We respected this lows over here and we made a total push to the upside. Now here, I know that at some point, we have to come back to this gap, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to mark this just as a future reference. I know that this is indeed the monthly time frame. So I'm going to just use this as a reference point because again, you never know. I don't like to leave anything off on the charts because I know these things can always come back. You never. So again, I have a chart here. I have my lines here that I just finished setting up because I know that at some point we will have to come back to these points to potentially, again, continue the trajectory to continue moving to the upside. So what do we get here, right? We get a couple of movements. We got a couple of movements until we finally came down to our points, right? So we just rejected our fair value gap over here. We rejected it. Rejected that point right there. So I am going to use this as a reference point because on the monthly time frame, I already know that this is an area of indication that we are looking to continue moving to the upside. So what I will do is that I will indeed draw a square right there, right? And again, I told you that I know that that kind of gave me the indication that we do want to continue moving to the upside. So I'm going into my weekly as we started to reject that alone right there, right? So what happens here, right? What happens in this little area over here? We pushed up, respected that area that we have on the weekly time frame, and now we are making highs, right? We got out of this. We make a lower low, lower high, lower low, and a lower high. Finally, again, we respected that fair value gap, but not also did we do that, we also broke structure over here. That is broken structure. That is broken structure, indicating that we want to continue moving to the upside using this level. Again, we pushed up the structure. Now we could use this line over here as a reference point, right? And that is where we came off of. So we use this right here to continue pushing to the upside, because the target, it is this high that we are aiming for right up here, right? So again, my reference point is here, lower, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. Now, this indicates that we will continue pushing for that new structure. So now this is my other line that I will indeed be looking to respect. I'm looking to respect this over here, right? So again, any retracement, anything that I can get, I will definitely take it, right? So I will use this as a reference again over here, because we have a fair value gap right over here. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the market to come back down somewhere around that level over there. And that is exactly where we are. Again, we respected that fair value gap that we have sitting all the way over here, right? As you guys can see, kind of like the same situation that we have on the weekly time frame. So I am looking for GBP USD buys whenever I get a chance, but I'm looking for an entry. We respected that gap on the weekly time frame, like I just mentioned, right? So any kind of retracement that I can just get or anything like that around a psychological level, I don't think that this comes down here, although if it would, I will probably be the happiest man on earth, because I will definitely place my stop loss somewhere around this area, or I might have to go back down to the weekly time frame actually and see. No, yeah, this is for sure. This is for sure. Yeah, I mean, I might, yeah. This is, yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure that, where's the last week's, or is it the monthly one? No, yeah, I'm definitely looking for something that could kind of like just be around this area over here. Again, I need something though. I need a break. I need something, right? So if I could just kind of, I don't have anything right now, but I know that this right here will be my line of defense. Anything that comes anywhere near this low over here, or if we could just start building structure and start coming back up, I know for sure that our target is definitely going to be this high over here. So again, I'm going to definitely stay alert. I'm going to be looking, because I know that we have to come back somewhere over here. Again, we got our fair value gap, and you know, just going to wait it out, see what happens. Again, that is pound dollar that I'm looking for right now. Let's see. This was the sell that I ended up taking over here. I mean, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, right? So again, I was looking to getting to this at any kind of point. Oh my God. Okay. Another perfect example over here. Again, we have power of 3 over here. Same thing again. We got power of 3 over here. Again, we got accumulation, right? We got accumulation here, manipulation. Again, distribution. And again, most people will think that these points over here to continue building back structure, I will use this morning star over here with the combination of this alone. Like, I knew that we were going to come back, right? So we got accumulation, manipulation, boom, we came back down. So what do? We came back to the breaker structure, to what it would be, you know, what most people will think that, again, we're going to come off of here and continue pushing to the upside. but that's not what it did. We made a low and came back and retest what was supposed to be the high, and we just completely melted to the downside ever since. And it's just been on a very bad downtrend ever since. Like, look at that thing, bro. It's just 1,000 pips just in general that thing has dropped since, bro. So it's, again, this is insane. So I know that if I still would have been holding that trade, I probably would have been up like $1,000 right now, like 1,200. I would have been like at 1,200 something. But again, if I could just get just like a little retracement from UJ, so I could kind of just go down, maybe I'll do that. But I'm really not gonna force anything. The camera around so I can show you guys my sister. It's my sister right there, my cameraman. Well, camera girl. Like I said, it is 11:44 right now. I'm pretty tired, and I know that I have to get up early in the morning. I am extremely tired, yes. Is it even recording?
Yes.
Is it recording? Okay. Yes. So, it's 11:44, like I just mentioned. You're supposed to go to bed, actually. Aren't you tired?
No.
You're supposed to go to sleep. But anyways, so I am actually pretty tired. I'm going to hit the bed. I'm going to relax. Probably study just a little bit more. I'm not going to show you guys what I'm going to study because I'm always trying to get something in the arsenal. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to, again, look for new things and stuff like that so that I could pick up and learn. But I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow in the morning. Again, I'm pretty beat, so I have to go to the gym early in the morning since it's Monday. And are you going to say cut?
Cut.
All right, goodbye. So a couple of things that, I mean, right now it is 10:40. First thing I usually do in the morning is that I kind of like to go and get a workout in, you know, just to make sure that, you know, everything is going to plan and everything, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like a bit of just like a morning and daily routine that I do like to do. It helps me out throughout my day. So whenever I get a chance to get a morning workout in, my whole day just feels like so much better. Pretty funny. Everybody's going insane over the fact that the market is sort of crashing. I mean, so you guys can see right now, gold is down 2%, NASDAQ is down 3%, US 30 is down almost 3%. So everything is like down, and I see everybody on Twitter kind of going crazy. But it is what it is. So I haven't even stepped and looked at my chart. I know I ain't lose no money today. Since, again, this is why I don't trade on Mondays. Because of things like that. All right, so it is time for me to read. I got my workout done, went into the supermarket and I got my watermelon. Almost halfway through my gallon of water and it's only 11, so I feel pretty good about that. So I like to drink coconut water to get the electrolytes back after I just had a workout like that. So again, we're gonna go with some coconut water, ice. We're gonna go ahead and we are going to drink some of this with some watermelon and a new book that I recently just picked up, which is called The Daily Stoic. It's really just being able to control what you can control, and if you can't control it, then it's really something that you really shouldn't be worrying about. You can't change people, you can't change. There's a lot of things that we simply just don't have control over. So why not, again, control what we can control, which is our thoughts, our perceptions, what we eat, what we watch, the people we hang around, and stuff like that, which can actually dictate our outcome, depending on how you look at life. So this is a book that I just picked up, and today it is indeed, what's today's date? August 5th. Today is August 5th. Okay, so August 5th, today is Silence is Strength, which is this one over here all the way to the right. Again, silence and strength, right? So let's go ahead and read the quote for today, which is, silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life. Wow, I felt that one for sure. Recall the last time you said a really boneheaded thing, something that came back to bite you, right? Why did you say it? Chances are you didn't need to, but you thought doing so would make you look smart or cool or part of the group. Oh man, I definitely understand that. The more you say, Robert Greene has written, the more likely you are to say something foolish. To that we add, the more you say, the more likely you are to blow past opportunities, ignore feedback, and cause yourself suffering. The inexperienced that fearful talk to reassure themselves the ability to listen to deliberately keep out of a conversation that subsists without its wait, what the fuck? How do you say that? My first language is Spanish, so my first language is Spanish, so I do struggle sometimes with, some English words, so don't make this a meme. Validity. I gotta search it up, bro. How do you say this?
Validity.
Validity. I know I was right. Okay, validity is rare, right? Silence is a way to build strength and self-sufficiency. Sometimes we want to have this perception sometimes. I'm talking to people, we having a conversation to either lie or say something to make ourselves look better than. And sometimes that can make you be kind of unlikable. There are people that just simply just don't like that. Sometimes it's better to keep silent and listen than to say something foolish and make yourself look bad, because it's I don't know. It's like the perception that people have of you sometimes could definitely cost you, just in a lot of ways, could cost you a lot of opportunity. So my mentor always told me to always be observant, you know, always watch, because when you're the quiet one that's observing, you have to have a balance. You have to know when to talk, and you also have to know when to be silent and observant, so that you could kind of get a little bit of a reading of the room. So you could read the room. So once you do that, you start to listen more. You start to pay attention more. Like certain words make sense to you. But when you're the one that's always talking and trying to make yourself sound this, and that, it can definitely make you sound like the weaker one in the room for sure. So let's see. Get a taste of that. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Oh my God. So I blew the account, right? Technically, but not really. So the account balance was at 405. Today is August 13th. It's been a week since we last did a video or anything like that. It was uploaded to YouTube. So the account balance was at 405, right? I took the trade on Pound Dollar that I made the analysis that I was like, oh yeah, that is the one for sure. That is the one. That is what we're going with. And it went completely sideways. I was pretty shook myself, because it was one that I was like, oh yeah, like I see that. That's the one for sure. So I went for it. You know, I risked like 325, and I try to kind of go just for like a 1 to something match, because if I would have caught it at that level, I would have just known that I probably would have been up like a cool $3,000, $4,000 right now. So what ended up happening was that, again, the trade simply just didn't go my way, because it just wasn't ready. So that happened, and it literally only left me with like $38 left on the account. It put me in a bad spot, but I still knew that the trade was still going to go in my direction. I just had to be a little bit patient and just kind of like wait it out a little bit more, right? So again, I was left with like, I think $32 left in the account, and I just said to myself, I said, okay, I could do this. Like, this is something that I know that I can do. And I went ahead and I risked the $32 on Thursday on a setup that I had, which I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. But the setup was just beautiful. It was just a beautiful setup that I usually take. And it actually, thank the Lord, it actually ended up working, because if not, that would have just completely blew the entire trade, and nothing would have went how it was intended to go. So I'm glad that it went that way. That date that I had planned on buying, because I thought that this was enough of a rejection around here. See, the point is, the thing that happening is that I thought that this was enough, since the market had already moved up 100 something pips. So I thought that this was already enough of a rejection for it to happen, right? I thought that this wick ended up touching this wick over here, which is what I think is a morning star or an evening star. I haven't, don't quote me on it, but it's either one of the two, a morning star or an evening star. What I usually do when I see pins like this, usually they have to get touched for the market to basically take off in the direction that is intended to go to. Clearly that ended up not going in my direction. And with this candle over here, we ended up actually filling up that structure with that wick to wick over here, and then we just completely took off in the opposite direction. Now, yeah, so what ended up happening was that I kind of wanted to see something. I saw a range, and usually when you see a range around a sensitive area like that on the weekly time frame, that is what happens. So that is what happened over here. You start seeing ranges, you start seeing things like that. And I learned this from ICT, actually. I don't really follow a lot of ICT concepts, but I do like what he talks about, where he talks about timing and waiting for a certain amount of time for certain orders to basically go based off of. So I do follow it in a way, but in a shorter time from perspective. But I have my other shorter type of playbook that I kind of follow. But I do really like what he talks about, and it actually made a bunch of sense of what he was talking about. So in this day, what ended up happening was that it was news. I think it was the unemployment claims, I believe, that ended up coming out on Thursday. So since we were in this range, I wanted to see if we could get something out of the range. So I think I went into the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, I did. And I use my line chart. Usually what confirms us coming out of something is that right there. So since we're in a range, right? We're in a range and we came out of the range, and this is what you call a turtle soup setup. Turtle soup, and I went into the 15-minute time frame. Again, 15-minute time frame, turtle soup, took out the lows, came back, and then as soon as 9 o'clock hit, remember how I told you guys that these pins, they get hit all the time? Oh my goodness, hold on, let me just lock this so that it doesn't. Remember how I told to you guys about how when these type of pins get hit like that, they have to get touched. So what did it do? It ended up right above it. As soon as 9 o'clock hit, the market took off right there. And where was my entry? That wasn't enough of a confirmation for me to get in right there. I wasn't going to touch the market there. Where I was actually going to enter was as soon as I got any sort of direction that, you know, we were going to continue. So we pushed up and then came right back down over here, right? And then after that, we just completely took off. So again, turtle soup, boom, took it down, came back up, down, respected that, came up, and I just wanted another retracement. That way I could just place my stop loss somewhere around here, which was, I believe, an 18 pip stop loss, and then just completely risk my $36. I put my $36 on that thing. And yeah, that was the total complete turning point of what you guys see right now. So again, right, we broke out of this range. Now, when we get those big volume candles, remember what I told you guys, when we get these big volume candles like that, it's usually the market is never going to come back down again. It's not going to happen. You're going to get a retracement somewhere around the current high that just broke to complete the change of character, which is that right there that started the entire bullish move to the upside. It was just perfect. And then if you talk about EMAs too, I don't really follow EMAs unless on a longer time frame. I'm the type of guy that I use everything. If it comes up to my advantage, which is why I tell you guys that I'm always studying. I'm always trying to use things, different kind of playbooks and stuff like that, so that when these type of in-game situations happen, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready for whatever happens. I'm ready, and I have, you know, some sort of counter for everything. So that is what happening. Like, again, we came up above this EMA, so I already know that I'm well respected over here. This is the weekly time frame EMA that it just respected. And then again, like, we also had, I think, a counter trend line over here, I believe, which we just completely just ran through. And again, the 38.6, the 38.2, the change of character, consolidation, broke off right there. And I mean, this just looks like it's going to the crib. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, I genuinely believe that this is going to the crib. So if you also see the monthly time frame too, like, look, you see that E right down there? That is me right down there. And this right here is the monthly open right there that completely just took off to the upside. Like, just look at that thing. I'm telling you guys, if I would have caught this with like 300, with the whole 300 that I ended up losing, which I kind of just got back, I probably would have been up. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, let's do the math. Hold on, let's do the math. So what? And I'm risking what, like 20 pips? Not even, bro. Not even. Like, so no, I was risking, let's go with, I think I was up with like a 0.85. Not even, bro. Like, I was in with a big size. Like, I was in with like a 1.50, bro. So I'm not even lying to you guys. I would have been up like $1,000 something right now. So if I went up a 1.50, right? Nah, my bad. I would have been up $2,000 right now. 188 pips right now. Right? I would have been up almost $3,000 if that whole thing would have ended up working out for me. So that just shows like the level of patience. But I am happy that I am where I am right now. Kind of want to see the account grow. But let me actually show you guys my Trade Locker account, which I haven't. So you guys don't think I'm bullshitting or anything like that. Let me show you guys my Trade Locker account. Switch to live. And look, I'm not even bullshitting you guys. Look, the account balance is at 193 because I took a short little buy over here and I kind of just took it out right there. But literally, there were only like $50 left on the account. Right now, the current profit is $436. The equity in the account is $630. And the take profit is up here, which is like, I think is $1,100. So yeah, man. Yeah, this is insane. This is really crazy. It is insane. But yeah, yeah. So this is the equity, 630. And look, I'm not even lying to you guys. Like, I really have been holding this since this low all the way down here. I'll literally show you guys. Look, I literally played everything through how it was supposed to play through. And look at that. I told you guys, I literally got in right here where my stop loss, like right down here. Now I'm at break even now, but it's like, you know, so it's going good. So that's really the best I could tell you guys right now. It's going really good. So yeah, maybe I'll close soon. Maybe I won't. Nah, no freaking way, bro. I'm in the weekly time frame here. Look at that. Look at that thing. But now, oh my God. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I know that next week, this is where the next retracement is going to come up to right here. Telling you guys, like, I'm not even playing. When it comes to this market shit, bro, I'm really like not playing no more. I'm about to really get on my shit. Hold on. This is gonna be the play next week right here. This is gonna be the play right there. As soon as like we continue again moving back up, the next weekly is gonna come down somewhere over here around the 120s, around the 128. So yeah, I should lose a little bit of profit here, but that's, again, it's 49 pips that is supposed to come back down to. And again, when that happens, when I get something over here like this, it's just to completely take out that high over there. So I'm gonna be ready to add. I actually might go crazy with this one. I'm doing it for y'all, so you know, you just gotta wait it out, see what happens. But I mean, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. And week 2, baby, let's get it.